Coming up on 69 News at Noon, Musikfest edition. Charges have been filed in connection with a deadly shooting at a shopping center in Northampton County. We now know the name of the woman who was killed in a crash that shut down Route 22 for hours. Terrifying moments on the Lehigh River as Good Samaritans work to save a drowning man.
Yeah, Hasiel, plus now in an interesting twist, you can now combine working out and Musikfest. I'll tell you all about it coming up next.
Good afternoon, I'm Hasiel Cordoba. 69 News at Noon Musikfest edition starts right now.
Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News at Noon, live from the PPL Center.
We'll get to the top news stories in just a minute, but the weekend has come and gone. Musikfest continues, of course, and all this week we'll be giving you an inside look at the latest things happening at one of the largest free music festivals in the U.S. WFMZ's Reid is live at Steelstacks with more on how you can stay active while listening to some of your favorite music. Allie?
Yeah, Hasiel, another great day for Musikfest, starting it off this Monday. An entire action-packed week ahead of us. Shinedown performing right now, getting ready for their sound check as they're going to be live tonight. But in the meantime, there's a way that you can stay active now, going in between the south side where we are now to the north side to combine both keeping active and getting rewarded for it, too, for next year's Musikfest. And here's a little bit about how you can do that. With Musikfest now in full swing, you might find yourself more active than usual this week.
We are challenging folks to walk between each of those venues to hear all that great music, and while they're walking to rack up some miles and promote their physical fitness.
St. Luke's University Health Network is partnering with ArtsQuest to put concert goers to work. 10 miles in 10 days.
To combine the arts with health. So understanding that there can be connections to be made between enjoying the arts and also being healthy.
There's incentive too.
So anyone who meets this challenge is entered into a drawing automatically to win 2 front row tickets for next year's main stage lineup at Musikfest.
The idea stems from a larger program that's been around since 2013 called Get Your Tail on the Trail. The goal is to log 165 miles between May and November.
This is a nice way to sort of jumpstart that and keep moving.
So the health organization says this week is the perfect time to get out, move and groove, and join thousands of other people across the Lehigh Valley who keep active daily.
We have over 10,000 participants who've logged over 5 million miles to date. So yes, it's been great.
Absolutely amazing. Again, so many people across the Lehigh Valley are going to be participating in this. And if you haven't already signed up to start this, it's not too late. Okay, so now you're going to have to work a little bit harder to get those 10 miles in by the end date, but it's not impossible. Even on a day like today, it's a little hotter outside, but the perfect opportunity to get outside and participate in this and maybe dance it off tonight while Shinedown, again, doing their sound check currently. We might even be able to see them in the background of our live shot coming up in just a little bit as we're going to be talking all about the main stage and giving you a behind-the-scenes look, an insider's look of what it's like back there and what it takes to set it all up. So we'll have that coming up here. But for now, live here in Bethlehem, Reid, 69 News. Back to you, Hasiel.
All right, Allie, thanks so much. I feel like they need to figure out a way to get the dance moves, into those 10 miles, Kathy, because that counts as walking, exercise as well.
Absolutely. The chicken dance is perfect for that.
Absolutely.
But not walking with the chicken dance.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at what we're looking at right now. Camel Beach. Look at those skies. Perfect out there, no matter whether you're going to Musikfest or Camel Beach. It's a great afternoon. Temperature currently at 83 degrees. Everyone is in the 80s except a little cooler to the north as we head up to a high of 88 degrees, but it will feel stickier. Right now, you can see nothing going on. We have maybe a couple of spotty showers here and there later on this evening, but for the most part, everyone will remain dry as we head down to 69 degrees. Now, if you're headed to Musikfest, you can see that, yes, this afternoon, not bad at all. And those free shows continue. We're going to be focusing on the free shows throughout the day. Here is just a couple. Right now at Festplatz, it's Polkadelphia. If you're into polka and chadash and all that, at 5 o'clock, I've seen these guys before. They are the world's #1 tribute band to Journey. They sound exactly like them. And at 9 o'clock, we want to focus on a really interesting group. It's Festplatz is hosting Boathouse Row, which actually goes into yacht rock. So be aware that those free concerts are everywhere, and especially at Festplatz. You can see very little going on tonight, tomorrow, and maybe some shower activity throughout the evening hours. And tomorrow, by the way, also starts our next heat wave of the season. All right, so how hot will it continue, and when and where will the rain arrive to plan your week? I'll have that in just a few minutes.
A busy shopping center in Northampton County turned into a crime scene after a deadly shooting in broad daylight. 20-year-old Elijah Johnson of Barrett Township, Monroe County, was killed. The district attorney says he died of multiple gunshot wounds yesterday. 22-year-old Giselle Sanders was also shot, and he's in the hospital. He told police 2 men jumped into the back seat of the car they were in. An altercation broke out, and then the gunfire. Shoppers inside the Target in Lower Nazareth Township say they're grateful for how the staff handled the situation.
The people working here were so calm, and they had a plan. It was like they knew what to do, 1, 2, 3, and we did it. And by the time we got back in the back, I felt safe.
Sanders told police he fired back at the gunman. However, he was charged for carrying a firearm without a valid license. A 41-year-old woman died in a car crash on Route 22 in Lehigh County last night. The coroner says Jessica Rivera of Allentown died when the car she was in hit the concrete base of a utility pole just past the MacArthur Road exit. The driver was taken to a nearby hospital. His condition is unclear at this time. A Berks County man is dead after 2 motorcycles crashed in Heidelberg Township. Police say they were riding down North Church Street Saturday night with 2 other motorcycles when the pair drove ahead. Investigators believe they failed to make a turn. 40-year-old Jonathan Rosato of Sinking Spring died at the scene. A second man has been released from the hospital. Police say neither man was wearing a helmet and no citations are expected. Good Samaritans banded together to save a man from drowning in the Lehigh River. Officials say the man fell off a boat while on the river in Carbon County yesterday afternoon. That's when people nearby jumped in to rescue him. Police say they performed CPR until first responders arrived to take him to the hospital. There's no word on the man's condition at this time. A discussion about impeachment proceedings against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is underway. Coming up, what the committee chair said ahead of the meeting. Investigators in Italy are trying to figure out who sent bullets to the Pope and why.
Well, I really don't know you, you're just an obsession, and I can't get out of my head.
And that's a sample from Phillipsburg native Pentley Holmes. He's performing at Musikfest twice this week, and he'll be performing in a few minutes right here on 69 News at noon, Musikfest edition. We'll be right back.
The governor's lawyers have said that he wants to be treated fairly, quote, like anyone else in this country, unquote, and he will be.
The New York Assembly is meeting to discuss the impeachment proceedings against Governor Andrew Cuomo. Judiciary Committee Chair Charles Levine calls the allegations in the Attorney General's report deeply disturbing. The committee plans to review the report in addition to its own findings. U.S. Senate Democrats released a budget resolution this morning for spending boosts and tax breaks. The $3.5 trillion plan calls for making pre-kindergarten and 2 years of community college free. If passed, it would extend tax breaks for children and some low-income workers, as well as establish paid family and sick leave. The resolution is expected to meet Republican opposition. Someone sent a letter to Pope Francis that had 3 bullets inside. Italian police intercepted the suspicious package as it was on its way to the Vatican. They are analyzing the letter and bullets to determine if it is a serious threat. A spokesperson says the letter came from France. A former child movie star who won the hearts during Hollywood's golden age has died. Jane Withers died over the weekend at the age of 95. She started in Hollywood when she was only 8 back in the 1930s. Withers starred in dozens of movies, including The Holy Terror and Rascals. She also appeared in The Munsters and lent her voice to Disney in The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 in 2002. Well, anyone heading to a show at the Wind Creek Steel Stage at Musikfest in Bethlehem tonight might notice some changes. Ahead on 69 News at noon, Musikfest edition, we talk with ArtsQuest CEO and president about how the main stage came together this year. We'll be right back. Musikfest is a prime example of how developers take dilapidated assets and reimagine them for the modern world. A West Baltimore Revitalization Council is looking to draw inspiration from Bethlehem's efforts. Bethlehem Steel on the city's south side shut down in the 1990s. It sat vacant until Musikfest dreamed of expanding past the north side. And now the old Steelstacks on the south side joins the then and now as a backdrop for one of the area's largest outdoor events. That's why West Baltimore Revitalization was in town this weekend.
This is the best example of what can be done with reimagining a community, bridging the old, the arts, the new. That's community. That is responsible, sustainable economic development.
And the group plans to see what bit of Bethlehem's resourcefulness it can take home to help boost its own economy. And after a year with no Musikfest due to the pandemic, festival organizers found ways to introduce the new, revamp the old, and coordinate everything around the main stage at Steelstacks. WFMZ's Reid is joining us live again from Bethlehem with a look at this year's layout. Allie?
Hasiel, we've been talking about it weeks leading up to Musikfest, right? Musikfest is back. People are excited. I mean, the fact that live music is back, Cassie, huge deal. So many people are ready to see their favorite celebrities, singers come into the area, Lehigh Valley, to perform. It really is a special week.
It is a special week, and what I've been particularly happy with is the crowds are really happy. They're polite, they're chill. They understand that we've all been waiting to do this for a long, long time, and they're really part of the atmosphere this year.
Now, talk to me about the area that we're in right now, because this is a huge area, the south side by Steelstacks. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, this is the Wind Creek stage where all of our headliners are. The only 10 ticketed shows this year, 11 ticketed shows of the entire festival. So what you're seeing here this is the main venue, and all these seats that you see here, we had to put back in last night. We pulled them out for the Sam Hunt show last night so we could have a pit up front, and then the team has got to put them all back in overnight, get it set up for Shinedown, and then we will do it all over again and take them out when it's Zed on Friday.
Right, and we were talking about, there's a girl all the way in a distance, a lady over there, that she's literally going through and putting stickers of seat numbers on each one, because that's how much of a process it is to remove this section and then put it back in.
It's a 24-hour operation at Musikfest, so when everyone goes home at 11 o'clock the night before and the music stops, we start getting set up for the next day. So these folks have to stay, pull these seats out, and then get ready to put them back in.
How exciting is it for when these artists that do come in that are preferring to have this section out be able to do that and really give them that extra experience?
Yeah, I think for the artists, what they love is the energy of the pit, right? So it's standing room only up here. You can get as close to the stage as you want. The earlier you get here, the better. And the artists truly feed off of that. So you can see that in their energy level.
And really quickly, talk to me about the new section that you guys have this year, the Monster Energy section.
Sure.
Lots of people are excited for that. Some younger folks, some older folks get to enjoy that area.
Yeah, absolutely. That's in the back section right behind the main seated area here. And that is all standing room only. But you've got access to the bar right in the Monster Energy area. You've got cornhole games. You can sit and talk with your friends. It's still a great view. And it's really a test run for us this year because we're going to be adding enhancements, if you will, for that next year for sure. It's been very popular.
Really exciting time for many folks. Again, Shinedown just gave their sound check. I mean, this really is just so exciting. The energy is there. Tonight, plenty of performances, and this goes through the entire week, so many things to do. And limited tickets tonight, but plenty of other tickets through the rest of the week. So we're not stopping anytime soon. A performance is coming up here on WFMZ News at noon, so stay tuned. But for now, live here in Bethlehem, Reid, 69 News. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks so much. The sun is shining bright on Musikfest. Putting on some sunscreen will be a good idea as the UV index is high for today. You may also want to grab a poncho if you're heading out later. Kathy will have your full forecast when 69 News at noon Musikfest edition. We hope it's your addiction. We'll be back. Shinedown wants your attention tonight. The band will finally be performing on the main stage at Musikfest. Its show last year was postponed when Musikfest went virtual because of the pandemic. There's another fair about to get underway in Berks County. The 150th Kutztown Fair will begin this afternoon. Gates will open at 4 o'clock, and it's Senior Citizens Day, so anyone over the age of 65 gets in for half the price. There will be plenty of food, music, and shows and contests. All right, a lot on the line this week with weather hanging in the balance with weather, so pressure's on you, Kathy.
I know, this is not fair, and there's so many choices. Hello there, folks. Good afternoon. A live look at downtown Allentown, where our current temperature is 83 degrees. We've got lots of sunshine, and we've come up a little bit in some parts to the north, but for the most part, we're in the 80s, and you can see nothing going on right now as we head up to a high of 88 degrees. As far as what's coming this evening, yeah, we're going to see a couple of pockets here and there throughout the evening hours, clearing out, yeah, a little bit more to the pre-dawn hours down to the south. As we take a look at Musikfest, if you're headed down there tonight, not a big deal. You can leave the umbrellas for the most part at home. Overnight low tonight, 69 degrees. And for tomorrow's AM rush, 70, 84, and 91. As we take a look at the muggy meter, it is going to be almost oppressive humidity out there, and real field temperatures are going to be near 100 over the next couple of days. So be prepared that this is going to be our next heat wave. Get ready for it. The rain is going to be moving in. It's like a broken record, folks. As we heat up in the afternoons, it's going to come down Tuesday, Wednesday, into Thursday and Friday, and then maybe a little bit on Saturday, but then we clear things out on Sunday. Overnight low tonight, 69 degrees. Have yourself a great afternoon, no matter where you're going. The extended AccuWeather forecast for tomorrow, partly sunny and steamy, a mix of clouds and sun, a stray late day thunderstorm mainly west of our area, and hot and sticky Wednesday and Thursday with a possible thunderstorm. I think the better chance of rain widespread will be on Friday as the cold front approaches and moves through Friday night into Saturday. Looking great on Sunday. Have a wonderful Monday, and 69 News at noon, Musikfest edition. We'll be right back.
An artist from New Jersey in pursuit of a wild dream has found his way to Musikfest in Bethlehem. Pentley Holmes has 2 shows scheduled this week at the festival, and he happens to be the nephew of Lehigh Valley's own boxing champion, Larry Holmes. Pentley joins us from the ArtsQuest Cafe in his first appearance on 69 News. Pentley, thanks for being here. Now,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You are a fighter in your own right after you had a medical scare in 2009. Tell me what happened.
Well, actually what happened was it felt like it was a really big headache, but it was a ruptured brain aneurysm. I had a ruptured brain aneurysm.
And how did you fight back to, get to where you are now?
How did I fight back? I just, I had to I had to figure out what my purpose was in life, and then that procedure, that happening to me at such a young age it was just like an awakening moment, and that's when I figured out that I wanted to take music more seriously, and that's what I fought to get like to this point right here.
So you taught yourself how to play that guitar in your hands, and you taught yourself how to sing. Was it that accident that sparked the passion in you to get into this business? And is that what you mean when you say you're in pursuit of a wild dream?
Absolutely. That's what I mean when I say I'm in pursuit of a wild dream. I just had this dream that, you know, if I put myself into my work, into my passion, that I can make something happen for myself. And like you mentioned earlier, I am the nephew of the inspirational heavyweight champion, and just knowing that I have someone in my family that achieved a very high level of success just lets me know that it's possible for me, and that is what I'm in pursuit of. It's a wild dream.
Definitely can see the resemblance in your eyes there, Pentley. I'm sure you get that a lot.
I do.
How would you describe your sound briefly?
My sound, I call it a mix of soul, pop, and folk rock. There's a little bit of something in there for everyone.
Okay, and everyone can see you at Musikfest this week when?
This week, I'm playing tonight on the Plaza Tropical at 7 o'clock, and then we'll be headlining as a band also Thursday night at the Leader Plot from 9 to 11.
All right, well, we want to hear a little bit of your sound now, if you wouldn't mind, and that's going to end our show. We're going to let you play us out. So thanks so much for watching, viewers at home, and thank you, Bentley, for your performance.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck tonight.
All right. So if I was known for a song, it would be this one right here, which is the song that led me to pursue this wild dream. The name of this song is called Shape Up.
To rain in, I'm not complaining, but my situation, it ain't the same without you here. I'm hard pressed into breathing without reason and fear. It's so strange to be alone as I'm shedding all these tears. It's so strange to be alone while it's after all these tears. So strange to be alone, I guess I need to shape up. We'll ship out, move on now. She's gonna need to shape up. We'll ship out, move on now. She's gone, let me tell you, why do I need her? Cause I wish for amnesia, some form of dementia. And I won't miss her, I'm so sick of crying. Give me your silence and then I won't realize that I'm dying. And I'll shape up, we'll ship out, move on now. She's gone, I need to shape up. We'll ship out, move on now. She's gone. She severed all her ties with me. She severed all her ties with me. So don't, darling, I'm lonely. So lonely. Shape up, we'll ship out, move on now. She's gonna need to shape up, we'll ship out.